Alrighty, guys, welcome back to another episode of Monkey Hero Adventures. Today we're going to be picking up right where we left off on the story. Now, I know we did like the opening of this quest on one of the 24 men, so in case you didn't want to watch the 24 men stuff, so you missed that quest beginning, basically we just went and talked to Alphino. He said Amric wanted to see us. We went to go see Amric, and Amric said, look, I told all the people the truth about everything. There's strife in the city, and but we're dealing with that. But we want to go and treat with the dragons and really, kind of get them on our, make sure that we are working together. And so he's sending Lucia with us to go talk to Vidofnir, and we are now coming to Tataru to tell her what we're doing. So, what was your secret meeting all about? I'm all ears. A diplomatic mission to annex Shrine, you say? Well, I suppose that does take precedence. But, should your meeting with Vidofnir happen to end early, you might consider rendezvousing with Y'shtola in Idleshire. She'll be there to receive our guest. Don't get me wrong, your meeting with the dragons is terribly important and everything, but this scholar just happens to be... Time permitting, as I said, we shall endeavor to join Y'shtola. But if we cannot, pray pass on our regards. Let us be off, monkey. We have kept the first commander waiting long enough. You are ready, then? Good. So am I. The path is long, but known to us. From Falcon's Nest, we shall cross the western highlands and make for Tailfeather into the Dravanian forelands. There we can stop and rest and replenish our supplies. Questions? If not, the stables await. Or we can just teleport, because screw that. I always imagined the first time I set foot on Dravanian soil would be at the head of an army. And here I am, ready to treat with the brothers and sisters of mine enemies. Full well do I know how difficult it can be to set aside the past, though it was I who first proposed recruiting Ysael to our cause. I questioned the wisdom of my words almost as soon as I had uttered them, and for a long time after that. Here was a woman with the blood of innocence on her hands, men, women, children, all slain in the name of the implacable Lady Iceheart. Yet she acknowledged her misdeeds and agreed to join us in our common cause. At our side she fought in service of the greater good, even unto her dying breath. And while that does not absolve her of her sins, I hope that one day she will be remembered not merely as a heretic, but as a misguided soul who dreamt of peace. You ask much, Master Alphino. Yet who can say what might come to pass? Should our negotiations bear fruit? Yes, of course. We must press on to annex Shrine, if you will follow me. her, Vidofnir. Thou art welcome here, friend of Isael. But this one I do not know. Pray forgive us this unannounced visit, Vidofnir. May I present you Lucia, first commander of the Temple Knights of Ishgard, and our trusted friend. It is an honor to meet you, Vidofnir. I come as an envoy of Sir Emmerich, Lord Commander of the Temple Knights and acting leader of the Holy See. Indeed, you may speak, knight. For 1,000 years, man and dragon have been locked in an endless cycle of bloodshed and sorrow. To our shame, we long believed your kin to be the architects of this war, but now we know the truth, that King Thordan and his Knights 12 did willfully betray and murder the great worm Ratatoskr, shattering the peace between our people. For 1,000 years, our leaders conspired to conceal this truth, a truth which was laid bare by the Warrior of Light, the Azure Dragoon, and Isael. Alas, as deception so intricately wrought cannot be undone in a moment, and our people labor to accept the truth. After an eternity of war, we would dare to dream the peace could be at last within our grasp. Yet, dream we must, as Isael did, and we must make that dream a reality, as she could not. We humbly beseech you, Vidofnir, join hands with us in friendship once more, before the eyes of my people in Ishgard. A most unexpected invitation. I have heard your request, knight. However, I cannot yet give mine answer. May I ask why? This matter concerneth my sire. He needs be consulted. Moreover, the Nath grow bold, even as they did before. I would not leave my people to the mercy of the swarm. Then we will wait. After 1,000 years of war, we shall not give up peace for want of patience. Ha! Fear not, knight. Thou shalt have my answer within thy lifetime. So soon? My humble thanks. I shall bear your words to my lord forthwith, until we meet again. Given the circumstances, I would say that went rather well. To be frank, I'm surprised our proposal was not rejected outright. Whether aught will come of it remains to be seen, however. Mayhap I should take this opportunity to speak with some of the other dragons. But you need not wait for me. The return journey holds no fears for me now. Well, if you have no further need of our services, we shall continue on to Sharlayan. We hope to welcome a scholar who has agreed to aid us in our search for our missing comrades. Then I pray your journey is swift and uneventful as ours was, and thank you again for sparing the time to assist us, even when such grave matters remain unresolved. I can think of no graver matter than 1,000-year war, one of which our friends gave their lives to see ended. Suffice it to say, I am willing to make 1,000 such journeys to ensure that their sacrifice was not in vain. Of that I have no doubt, Master Alphino. I only hope the fates will not hold you to your word. So, it would seem we have to greet the scholar after all. How delightful. I shall be interested to hear how she means to go about finding Minfilia and Thancred. I can only assume she is privy to some new investigative technique. In any event, our first order of business is to rendezvous with the stolen Idleshire. Ah, Monkey, 'tis good to see you. I confess I had assumed your business in Annex Shrine would detain you longer. Did your meeting with Vidofnir go well? As well as can be expected. She must discuss Sir Emmerich's proposal with Racevelger, of course, but she seemed amenable to the suggestion. What of our Charlene guest? Has she arrived yet? She has, but when I explained that you would be joining us, she asked if she might use the intervening time to explore. I agreed to meet her outside of the front bridge. We should be on our way. And now we get to welcome the newest permanent member of our group.
I'm terribly sorry to have kept you all waiting.
You need not apologize. We arrived but a moment ago ourselves. Pray, allow me to introduce Kryle, who has recently come from the Sharlayan motherland. She has generously offered to assist us.
Oh, please, think nothing of it. A trip to Eorzea was long overdue. You must be the Warrior of Light. Yes, you certainly do look the part. A pleasure to meet you at last, sir. And who is that I spy but young Alpha No Levieux himself? I dare say someone's grown an ilm or two in my absence. Or are those lifts in your boots?
Miss Kryle and I met at the Studium years ago. I shall forever be indebted to her for her sage guidance.
It was no small task keeping him out of trouble, believe you me. The youngest ever to enter the Studium, him and his sister, 11-year-old prodigies. Suffice it to say, social graces were not among his list of talents. Striding up to his seniors on his first day, head held high. What was it he said again?
Thank you, Kryle.
For what? I haven't finished yet. Would you care to attempt a more dexterous deflection?
Mayhap we should save this delightful conversation for a more fitting occasion, when pressing matters do not demand our undivided attention.
A bit much, but better. I can tell you have been putting your skills to use here in Eorzea. Henceforth, I trust you will dazzle me with your eloquence at the first time of asking. Right, on to more pressing matters. Finding Minfilia and the other missing scions.
I gather you have new information to share with us.
A new approach, actually. Tataru recounted the tale of your escape, and it gave me an idea. Simply put, assuming Thancred left some manner of trail when you whisked him away, as is almost always the case with teleportation magics, I am confident I can find and follow it.
Then what are you waiting for?
The wherewithal to do it. The fact is, my abilities aren't quite up to the task. Not in themselves, anyway. If I had Master Matoya's crystal eye, on the other hand...
Then let us all call on her forthwith. I think it best that you explain your plan to her in person.
Off to see Master Matoya. You did say we were headed for a cave, did you not? But I certainly don't see any cave nearby. Is Master Matoya meeting us on the way or something? I have heard many stories of Master Matoya, some quite flattering, others less so. Rest assured they are all true. This way, and have care where you tread.
Oh, is that trouble I smell? Or did you forget to wipe your boots on the way in?
Forgive us, Master Matoya. We will be sure to wipe them on the way out. And may I say how glad I am that age has not yet deprived you of your senses.
Ever so quick-witted, aren't we? To the detriment of your manners. Well, out with it then. What do you want?
Pray, allow me to introduce myself, Master Matoya. I am Kryl, of the students of Baldessian. I hope you will excuse our unannounced visit.
Baldessian, you say? Oh, yes. The old coot set up shop on the Isle of Val, didn't he?
Regrettably, our order's headquarters and the Isle itself were obliterated by a magic of immense power. I have the blessing of light to thank for my own preservation.
Kryl, you too possess the Echo.
Well, yes, of course I do. Our order is devoted to uncovering the mysteries of Hydaelyn and interpreting her will, particularly through the study of her gift to us. It was in the course of these studies that I met and subsequently befriended Minfilia. She and I have rather a lot in common.
I had no idea.
You weren't supposed to. Not that I wanted to deceive you, you understand, but precautions had to be taken.
Yes, yes, that's all well and good, but you still haven't told me why you're here.
The students of Baldessian are gone, and there is naught I can do to change that. But the signs of the Seventh Dawn can yet be restored, and my dear friend found. You have in your possession an ancient crystal of light, one you call your crystal eye. I believe I can use it to focus my abilities and locate one of the missing scions.
And there I was, thinking you might want to make use of my years of experience. Oh, wait here.
Long did I ponder the nature of this crystal and its familiar radiance, but never did I suspect it was a crystal of light.
On the cusp of an umbral calamity, souls blessed with the power of the Echo invariably appear. To aid these, her chosen warriors, Hydaelyn bequeaths to each a slither of her strength in the form of a crystal of light. But as her strength wanes, so too does the potency of her gifts. This crystal, born of an earlier era, is infused with a power far greater than those of this age.
You could travel the length and breadth of the land and not find a crystal even a fraction as pure. Its value is beyond measure, as are the risks inherent in its use.
No two manifestations of the Echo are alike. I, for example, can converse with beings of every shape and size, excepting beasts, contrary to what others would have you believe. Language has nothing to do with it, of course. Rather, I am sensitive to the whispers of the soul. Their intent, their very essence even, the traces of which serve to guide the elementals to Y'shtola. Far-fetched though it may sound, I believe that with your crystal eye, I may be able to pick up where they left off and follow the remaining trail to Thancred. That is, if I have your permission.
Well, the poor sod's not going to find himself. So, as long as you don't drop it or take it out of my sight, you may do with it what you will.
Thank you, Master Matoya. Then let us begin. From the Black Shroud, the trail continues to the north and west, towards a mountain, the foot of Som Al. It was a near thing, but he was not deposited within the rock. I think.
The hunters of Tailfeather know those lands well. I say we begin our search there.
Where I find myself in an unfamiliar wilderness, my first instinct would be to seek out signs of civilization. Ordinarily, perhaps, but in his wounded state, he may not have wished to risk contact with strangers of unknown allegiance. Yet, even had Thancred chosen to remain in the forests, the hunters would surely have stumbled across his trail. Tailfeather doesn't strike me as an isolated outpost, though. Merchants and traders pass through reasonably regularly, do they not? In which case, we need to provide a more detailed description when we question the locals. Fear not, Kryle. I have already prepared several sketches of Thancred for the very purpose. This is impressive. You drew him from memory. A skill I acquired some years ago for reasons I no longer remember. I propose we split into 2 pairs. Ishtol and I will inquire at the outlying encampments, while Monkey and Kryle question the residents of Tailfeather. Afterwards, we shall regroup near the lost Astvath and share our findings. Assuming there are no objections, let us be about it. My, he certainly has matured, hasn't he? Hard to imagine he was once a boy who practiced drawing for hours to impress young ladies. Oh, shoot. Anyway, we'd better get going, is what she said. Double-clicked. Alright, Lupard, what you know, man? Searching for a friend of yours? Let's have a look, then. No, ain't seen him around. Sorry. Yeah, but old Grimold, what do you know? A hearing, man. Not exactly rare, you know. Could you be more specific? I did spy this one bloke a while back. Didn't get a good look at his face, but it could have been him. This was beyond the forest, as I recall, along the river to the west of the Tailfeather. I remember thinking he wasn't much of a hunter. The lad was making no effort to cover his tracks, see? That, and he was carrying an axe instead of a bow. That doesn't sound like Thancred. What you got there? A sketch? Can't say I know the face. You say he's something of a warrior. I heard tell the other day of a hiring vagabond who brought down a bandersnatch by himself, and with style. Way they tell it, he was dancing within the beast like it was a bell of a bleeding bowl. Sound like your man? Yeah. Finished? In that case, I think we've learned everything we can here. Let's see what the others have found out. My apologies for our late arrival. We thought it wise to question as many hunters as we could. Many have made camp in inaccessible locations, ideal for hunting game and not so receiving visitors. Nevertheless, our time proved well spent. There have been countless sightings of an exceptionally capable Hayuran hunter, with whom no one is familiar. Though none chanced to see the man's face, his height and build match Thancred's description, as does his fighting prowess. So you've heard the same tales. Be that as it may, we yet want for conclusive proof. Mayhap this is unrelated, but I heard a curious tale regarding a Vath trader. He came to Tailfeather in search of garments fit for a man of refinement, which seemed a rather curious description for one of his kind. You are implying that Thangred sent a Vath to market in his stead. Why would he not go himself? Well, if you recall yourself, you emerged from the live stream as naked as your name day. It is a scene I shall never forget. Is it now? Well, I was pleased to see you. I mean, it was a simple statement of fact. It stands to reason that Thangred found himself in the same predicament. In any case, if he had dealings with the Vath, they should be able to tell us, no? Quite right, Kryl, quite right. Well, what are we waiting for? For all we know, Thanker could be waiting for us in Lost Ass Vath. We must go and see this Vath right away. Come along, everyone. Come along. Great hunters, we welcome you once more to Lost As Vath. What do you seek this day? We seek a man with whom we were told you have had certain dealings. How curious. The hunters tire of goodly sport and pursue mortal prey? No, he's not prey, but a friend is long missing. Good. He is friend of Vath as well. One of whom we have traded many times. Truly? Are you quite certain it was this man? There is no doubt, Cook. The fleshing clothed in skins came to us from Samal, lost and weak. He offered meat and hides in trade, and in exchange we tended his wounds. He brought us much flesh, so skilled a hunter he was. Much flesh. When he asked for garments, we were glad to provide them. And where is he now? Gone to Lost as Nath not long ago, when he heard the Omnimind had summoned our god once more. Ravana is returned. Vidofnir did say the Nath had grown as before, but what could Thancred hope to accomplish by himself? Honored Elder, we thank you for your help. Would that we could repay this kindness ere we depart, but we must hasten to our comrade's aid. Sighed. Go, great hunters, lest the Nath claim him as sacrifice.
else could be? Thancred! It could be Thancred! We must hurry!
That's not Thancred.
This day, we reclaim the reins of history. This day, we rid ourselves of the Ascians forever!
Fools playing at heroes, all of you. Is this how you believe you can save your world?
We can and we will, Ascian. You shall see. Or perhaps you will not! So you are the Warrior of Light, the savior of Eorzea. It's a wonder you didn't come sooner, what with the primal and all. Lost a step, have we?
Have care. The ether moves strangely around him.
It would seem we share a common enemy. Mayhap you would tell us who you are.
Shall we show them? Not very sporting of you to interrupt. But so be it. Mark well our faces, Warrior of Light. For we are the Warriors of Darkness. Walkers of a different path. And we shall meet again.
Warriors of Darkness? Really?
Thancred! Are you all right?
Pleasantries can wait. I'd rather not be here when the Nath arrive. Agreed?
Suffice it to say, our reunion was not at all as I pictured it. Waiting until the last instant to join the fray. 'Tis plain you have not lost your appetite for the dramatic.
My appetite for the dramatic? Have you forgotten the circumstances of our parting? The heroic last stand, the tunnel filling with light, and then... Had I known you intended to use forbidden magics to deliver me to some god's forsaken wilderness, I would have thanked you in advance.
Thancred.
If nothing else, you might have warned me that I would emerge from the live stream in the Altogether. Eventually, I managed to fashion knives from some obsidian I found, and set about hunting for meat and hides. Given that I'm not all that skilled in leatherworking, it's probably for the best that I met the Vath before I was reunited with you.
So you were the fleshling clothed in skins of whom the storyteller spoke?
A description which fit me as ill as the skins themselves. Happily, I was able to trade with the Vath for garments better becoming a man of refinement. From them, I learned of Ravana, and of the great warrior who had once laid him low.
And thence did you conclude that were you to track the Primal's movements, it would surely bring you into contact with the Scions once more.
It seemed a reasonable assumption. I could think of no one else with your enthusiasm for slaying beastmen gods. Until now, that is.
Ah, yes. The self-proclaimed Warriors of Darkness. 'Tis only fitting that they stand in opposition to the Warrior of Light, I suppose.
I glimpsed the leaders past, if only for a moment. They were confronting a man in black. An Ascian, I think.
If these warriors are capable of doing battle with Ascians and Primals both, they must be possessed of powerful protection. Protection not unlike the Echo.
Blessed with the power of the Echo, and driven to put down primals. Despite his declaration that they walk a different path, I struggle to see how their goals conflict with ours. Nor is the only oddity. I find it passing strange that such exceptional individuals should have wholly escaped our notice until now. Surely we would have rumors and attempt to recruit them to our cause. I recall no such adventures, and I would not forget their like. Nor would any of us, I think. One of our primary duties was to scour the city-states for promising candidates, which is how I found Monkey. Ah, the memories. It seems like only yesterday we slew your first primal. Speaking of which, I had the distinct impression that it was not the first time that band of merry men and women had killed a god. I labored to believe that a band of preternaturally gifted adventurers has been traveling the land slaying primals without our knowledge. It would imply gross neglect on our part. Speculation will avail us not. There is far too much we do not know. For the present, we must needs concentrate on what we do know, namely that Lord Ravana is no more. Vidofnir must be informed. The news may render her more receptive to Sir Emmeric's invitation. Since you seem to have affairs well in hand, I shall take my leave. Simply being in the vicinity of this colony is giving me a stinking headache. If you have need of me, I shall be with Master Matoya. I would beg her assistance in the search for Minfilia. Wait, Minfilia is missing. I thought she escaped with Monkey. I shall explain on the road. Much has happened in your absence. I had not thought to see you again so soon, mortal. If thou seekest the night, know that she is long since departed for Ishgard. My thanks, Vidofnir, but it was not for her that we came. We bring good tidings of you for you and yours. Lord Ravana has been summoned by the Nath, and has again been laid low. Truly, once more you mortals have succeeded where my own kind had failed. You have our deepest thanks. Would that we could take credit. The god felled by another's hand. Another? Revelation upon revelation. Regardless, it's cause for celebration. The Nath will have no choice but to withdraw. But to another matter. I have tidings for thee as well. Regarding the Ishgard's invitation. As promised, I brought the matter to my sire. Hearken to his answer now. For 1,000 years I have mourned my beloved, who gave her life to forge a peace for thy king betrayed. Such was my lot, until a child of Ishgard came unto me. For want of warmth she wrapped herself in a dream, yet the world will remember her deeds. For truth she fought, for justice she sinned, for redemption she sacrificed and became as light. To follow one's heart, to have faith in one's convictions, be it for weal or be it for woe, such is the folly and glory of man and the dragons. He hath entrusted the choice to us, and we have made it. We will keep faith with you who walk in the light. Then you accept Sir Emmeric's invitation? Let it be known that I, Vidofnir, shall journey to Ishgard on behalf of my people. Well, we are honored to receive your answer, and will convey your words to our allies without delay. It's happening, Isael, or that you are here to see it.
Even as the Scions celebrated the return of a long-lost friend, honorable men plotted to deprive them of another. Honorable men to whom Sir Emmerich was no hero, but a scheming patricide. Honorable men who would fain wash the paving stones of foundation with the tyrant's blood. Honorable men whose knife in the dark was the spark which set the city aflame, and who sang as it burned.
Dude got stabbed. Right, let's not keep Sir Emmerich waiting. Are you quite well, Thancred? Yes, quite well. Forgive me, you've given me rather a lot to digest. This whole affair with the Ishgardians and the Dravanians, and our friends nowhere to be found. 'Twould seem there's no end to our troubles. We can but face them head on, one at a time. For now, we must apply ourselves to our allotted tasks and leave the others to theirs. Remember, Thancred, we found you, as they found me. In time, we will find Ida and Papalymo, and Minfilia as well. These troubles will soon be a memory, one which we will look back on together. Pray do not misunderstand. I do not imply that it would be otherwise. I merely wish that I had rejoined our grand adventure at one of its more triumphant moments. Despite your recent accomplishments, the mood here is less than celebratory. But I have no doubt that we will enjoy many more glorious victories soon enough, and you may rest assured that I will play my part in them to the very hilt. I know you will. So then, to the congregation. You have returned. In this at least the fates are kind. Greetings, First Commander. It pleases me to inform you that Vidofnir has accepted Sir Emmerich's invitation. She has. These are glad tidings indeed. Would that the Lord Commander were here to hear them. He is otherwise engaged? Aye, sleeping off a knife to the gut. What? What happened? Will he live? The chirurgeons tell me he will make a full recovery. But had Lord Edmont and Lord Artrail not been on hand when the assassin struck, he would not have been so fortunate. For a mercy they subdued the fiend before he could land the telling blow. The attack was just the beginning, though. Not long after buildings around the city, including several of ours, burst into flame. Bastards caught us completely by surprise. We've been dousing the fires, but every one we put out, it seems like 2 more start up. Casualties are mounting, especially in the Broom. 'Tis plain these fires were started by the assassin's conspirators. Until they have been rounded up, there will be no end to this. Will you help us find them? Let us be about it then. The flames are spreading. We must need begins our investigation immediately. Witnesses must be found, suspects must be identified. Have you been able to determine the precise location where the fires were set? Mayhap they're a pattern. If there is, we have yet to discern it. Fires have been reported throughout the city in both the pillars and foundation. Indeed, given the size of the area affected, I think it best to divide our forces. Master Alphino and Mistress Y'shtola would have you take charge of the investigation in foundation. As you wish, mayhap Tataru can be of assistance as well. Meaning Monkey and I'll get the pillars. Oh, they'll light me up there. Only question is, would the grizzled old rogues striking a pose be there joining us? Thancred of the Scions of the Seventh Dawn, and may I say what a pleasure it is to meet you too, my lady. I'll bet. The name's Hilda. A scion, eh? And there I was thinking I'd found a fellow ruffian amongst these illustrious personages. I will remain here to coordinate the fire-quenching effort. If you learn aught of value, pray inform me immediately. That is all. While we could begin sifting through charred rubble and questioning random passerby, in my experience, every town has at least one individual who can be counted on to know things he or he should not. I, the infamous Lord Amelion de Forton, lover of women and wine, though neither care for him that much. They say he could gossip for Ishgard. Just the sort of fellow I had in mind. Capital suggestion, Monkey. He'll be at the Crozier, most like, making an effort to be seen, so let's go and see him. Grizzled, I will expect, but old? Ugh. Well, well, if it isn't Monkey, dearest of my friends. You're looking rather glum. Something the matter, old boy? Fucking city's on fire, dude. Ah, yes, the arsons. Dreadful business that, and awfully curious, wouldn't you say? There doesn't seem to be any rhyme or reason to it all. Naturally, we've doubled the guard outside the manor, along with most of the other houses. Can't have the old pile going up in flames, after all. Oh, in case you're wondering why the Hoplon is awash with refugees, the lower levels of the vault have been opened to those unfortunate souls who have lost their homes. Sir Amric's orders, from what I hear. Remarkable man. Not even a knife in the ribs can keep him from his duties. Actually, old boy, if you were thinking of questioning the refugees, I should be more than happy to accompany you to the Hoplon. While you conduct your inquiries, I could offer words of comfort to the distressed and despondent young maidens. Wait a moment. I know what that is. You're giving me one of your looks, aren't you? You do me an injustice, old boy. I will have you know my heart yearns for what one rose, prickly though she may be. I sense you remain unconvinced. Very well. If it would help to prove the purity of my intentions, I shall gracefully rescind my offer. Now run along and catch those arsonists. That was not entirely what I hoped for. Whose idea was it to come here again? Never mind. For our next step, I suggest we divide our efforts. While you question the refugees in the Hoplon, Monkey, I shall investigate the locations where the fires were set. Would you be so good as join me, Hilda? You know what? I reckon I would. Can't have you roaming about in an unfamiliar city by your lonesome, can we? You're going to get robbed blind and left shivering in your small clothes. Come, brothers and sisters. There's food and shelter enough for all in the Basilica. Helone's blessings be on you, Father. I confess, we were not sure if we should come. There are so many unbelievable tales these days about the Archbishop and Sir Emmerich and the Devonians. Trust in your heart, brother, and pay no heed to the lies of lesser men. They seek only to lead you astray. Do you require succor as well, sir? So the Temple Knights have begun their investigation at last. Good. This madness has gone on far too long. Well, that I could do something to aid in your search, but I have a duty to these poor souls. Farewell, and may the Fury guide your steps. There was a man with a satchel. I saw him kneeling outside the window, and then there was smoke everywhere. It was so hot, I couldn't breathe. I don't remember how I made it out. I suppose I must have climbed. Maybe my arm's getting better after all. Ours were the first homes to be claimed, but I didn't see how the fires began. It was only when I heard our neighbors shouting that I looked outside and saw the flames. We barely escaped with the clothes on our back. Were it not for the church's generosity, I don't know what we'd do. Well, I mean, yeah, but they're being forced to do it because, you know, Sir Emmerich told them to. Ah, there you are. Anything to share? We will require more than muddled testimony of a traumatized girl if we are to identify the culprits. While you were questioning the refugees, we inspected the scenes of several of the fires, including one near St. Reynard's Cathedral and another near the Tribunal. For a mercy, neither structure suffered significant damage. Some might say they were spared by the grace of the Fury. Others might question how such ruthlessly efficient arsonists contrived to fail so miserably on the two occasions while their target was a bastion of Iscardian orthodoxy. Nothing conclusive, of course, but it does give one cause to wonder. Alphino will doubtless have an opinion. Alfie, where are you? Oh, there you are. Your favorite little corner. Silence will avail you not, sir. Ah, Monkey. I was just about to summon you. As you can see, we have detained a suspect. We found this man loitering near the remains of one of the stricken buildings. According to eyewitnesses, he was also present before the fires broke out. We wished to have words. He did not, so we insisted. Let me go, damn it! You've got the wrong man! My, but you reek of oil. And those burns on your hands an occupational hazard, I suppose. But tell me, does arson pay well? I'm a victim, you imbecile. Look at me. Aye, that you are, after a fashion. You should know that your pious patron has already spun us a delightful yarn about how his pet mongrel slipped the leash and set about burning half the city to the ground. Not very noble of him, I grant you, but these highborn types rarely show loyalty to their pets. In fact, he called you rabid and begged us to put you down. That's bollocks! He's the one that told me to keep going. Even a sinner such as me could find salvation in the Fury's work, he said. I left it behind, tried to with all my heart, said my prayers every day like a good man. But he came to me. He came to me! And there you have it, Hilda. And there you have it. Hilda, would you be so kind as to escort our friend here to the congregation? Aye, so long as you don't mind if he's limping when he gets there. That was incredible, Thancred. But how did you know he would confess? Well, I have seen his like before. A troubled soul manipulated by the men of power and wielded as a weapon. I cannot be certain, of course, but given the stakes, I thought it worth the risk. And if our captive had called your bluff? Must we entertain hypotheticals? The world is vexing enough. Thank you, Thancred. Whether by luck or judgment, we have at last confirmed that these arsons were orchestrated by a person or persons of the influence. I think it best now we return to the congregation and discuss how to proceed. On behalf of the Holy See of Ishgard, I thank you all. The man you apprehended is being interrogated as we speak. Though he fell silent upon realizing that we had not turned his master, he will soon tell us what he knows, one way or another. Pardon the intrusion, First Commander. Ah, Lord Archwell. Have you come to see your father? He is attending Sir Emmerich in his chambers at present. I am. He bid me to bring his salve. Then do not let me detain you, and thank you for your kindness, my lord. In times of trouble, every man must do his part. What would that I could do more? My, Lord Audriel did not seem to be in the best of spirits. 'Tis little wonder, Master Alphinaud. His father is widely slandered, and his half-brother not yet cold in the grave.
I do not mean to diminish our accomplishments, but until we identify the ones who ordered the fires set, our work is far from finished.
Between the various conservative and religious factions in Ishgard, I dare say there's no shortage of parties who would like to see the status quo preserved. Do any likely suspects spring to mind?
Far too many to count.
Lord Commander, your wounds.
Are healing well. Thank you. Time is of the essence. Lest we forget, these men would sooner put their own city to the torch than see it change. When our enemies learn that we have apprehended their arsonist, there is no telling how they will react.
Lord Commander, an armed mob has seized control of the vault.
And now we know. Tell us what happened, sir. Spare no detail.
We were directing refugees into the Basilica, as you ordered, when all of a sudden, men brandishing weapons were all around us. It happened so fast, my lord. We had no time to respond. They've taken the refugees hostage and barricaded themselves inside the vault.
And they sent you to deliver their demands.
They, the true brothers of the faith, demand that a conclave to select the next archbishop be held forthwith. Furthermore, they declare that you, Lord Commander, are guilty of patricide and high treason, and that you must surrender yourself at once to receive of the Fury's judgment.
Ridiculous! I mean, do they honestly think that executing Sir Emmerich will change anything? That the truth will somehow die with him?
These fundamentalists rage against the passing of the old ways, unable to accept there can be no going back.
Given the fanciful nature of their demands, a peaceful resolution does not seem likely. If the hostages are to be rescued, it will be by force, I fear.
Agreed. Lucia, take a contingent of knights and establish a perimeter outside the entrance.
At once, Lord Commander.
Hilda, I need your people out in force throughout the Broom. When word spreads of the situation, the friends and family of the hostages may try to take matters into their own hands. I will not give these militants more targets. I shall lead the assault on the vault. Master Alphino, can I count on the support of the Scions?
Of course.
We are in your debt.
I shall join you as well, Lord Commander.
Your assistance is most welcome, Lord Atwarel. To arms then, friends. Time is against us.
Alrighty guys, this is it. This is the final little instance here of 3.1, so this will be the last thing we do for this video. Listen well. We will enter the Basilica silently through this gate. According to our latest reports, there are at least 6 hostages being held within. The numbers and readiness of the true brothers of the faith are unknown. I am one to claim to have several under Thornton the 7th. I am told, one claimed. Might the same be true of the rest? Given the swiftness we will then they seize control of the vault, I think it highly likely yes, which means that they will well possess the knowledge required to turn the building's defenses against us. Be that as it may, we have no choice but to press on. Lord Atwarel, you are a brave man and true, and none would dare question your honor if you chose not to risk your life in this endeavor. Are you certain you wish to join us? I am no stranger to the battlefield, Sir Emmerich. My arm will not falter, my shield will not break. Alonia as my witness, we will bring these fanatics to justice. Well said, my lord. Friends, follow me. Remember, saving the hostage takes precedence over all else. Alrighty. Bless you. You must hurry. Others were taken elsewhere by Sir Simeord. Sir Simeord? Is this indeed the work the Archbishop's former servants? On your guard. They've sounded the alarm. I will hold the entrance. Now look after this one. Now go.
Down with you!
Shoot, I went the wrong way. They took the others somewhere else. It all happened so fast. Alright. There they are, let none escape.
You underestimate me!
They may have changed this around because before you had to really be quick and like go different routes and everything, hurry up and get to the hostages before they got taken. Or this time it seems like it's very straightforward. Sir Simeard, lay down your arms and release the hostages, and you will be shown mercy. I give you my word. Ha! The word of a heretic and kingslayer. I would sooner trust a dragon. Activate the knights. We shall show the hostages the same mercy he showed the Archbishop. Unlike you, Sir Emmerich, I am a man of honor. By my hand I shall receive the Fury's judgment. So it shall be a trial then, Lord Artrial, monkey. Leave us and save the hostages. I will deal with Sir Simiard. That's right, so I gotta go save the hostages while he fights and then come back and make sure he doesn't die too. Gotcha. Yeah. Yeah, okay. Yeah, one of the refugees didn't make it. Son of a bitch. Now if I don't hurry, Sir Emmerich's not going to make it either. Oh well. I always forget the order of everything, so it's kind of hard to get around. Oh well. Alright, if Emmerich dies, we fail, but... I did too much extra running around. Alright, Emmerich, let's go.
This knight does not yield!
Oh, no, never mind. Here we go. Here's the other one. Sweet. You must hurry. The priest took Mei Li upstairs. Have no fear, child. We will save your friend.
Where is he? Where is he?
Friggin' church, man.
Come no closer! You have nowhere to run. Release the girl and surrender.
Surrender to whom? The blasphemer who throws wide the gates to our enemy? Who breaks bread with him and calls him brother? Ungodly swine! I would sooner die than surrender to you.
Is it godly to spill the blood of an innocent child? To burn the homes of your brothers? Tell me, priest, is that godly?
Do not speak to me of godliness, heathen! Your father's blood is on your hands, as is hers!
What? But I...
Vidofne!
Well met, knight. Mayhap I chose an inopportune moment?
Not at all. Pray forgive us this most unworthy reception. We are honored to have you with us, and right glad of your aid.
Fortune delivered the child unto me. I had but to receive her.
Thank you for saving me.
Thou art welcome, child.
Never did I think to be indebted to so unexpected a savior. But full glad am I to be so.
Friend of Izel, warrior of warriors, I had hoped to meet with thee. I bear a message from my sire.
From Gracefelder?
Upon returning to our lands, Nidhogg's shade did sing unto his brood, and they for skies unknown did then take wing. This thou must know, for your fates are inextricably bound.
What of Estinian? Is he truly lost to us?
Such matters are beyond my ken. I but bear my father's words. Take from them what thou wilt. Fare you well, mortals.
So it is as they say then. A great white dragon swooped down from the heavens to rescue an innocent child.
A most unexpected turn of events, but not an unwelcome one. The people will not soon forget this day.
Yet how will they choose to remember it, Sir Emmerich? And will these events serve to bring man and dragon closer together, or drive a deeper wedge between brothers? After 1,000 years, the world these men once knew is changing, and with ungentle swiftness to boot. Though their actions are misguided, their sentiments are only to be expected. You may be sure that others will rally to their cause. I share your desire for a lasting peace with the Javanians, I do. But I would not see it built on the bones of our countrymen, nor on our own. I see much of Horschiff on you, and I could not bear to mourn the passing of another son.
Lord Edmund.
This has been a day of surprises, has it not? 'Tis but pity Vidofnir could not stay longer. Yes, I think it's fair to say that she timed her departure rather less well than her arrival. Well, time scarcely does it justice. But 1 moment later, we would have had a moment too late. Let us pray that the Ishgardians, who yet harbor doubts, will take these events to heart and accept the truth of Sir Emmerich's words. Well, 'tis only meet that I inform Tataru of what occurred here. If you have need of me, I shall be at Four Temps Manor. Allow me to accompany you. Tataru would never forgive me if I left for the Rising Stones without saying goodbye. A moment, monkey. I wish a word. Tell me, does Thancred seem quite well to you? Oh, of that I have no doubt. His time in the wilderness did not deprive him of his charm. That is neither here nor there. What concerns me is his etheric flow, which I fear has been irreparably disrupted. As a result, I strongly suspect that his ability to manipulate ether has been compromised. Simply put, Thancred may no longer be able to wield magics. It would do much to explain why he chose to remain within the wilderness instead of seeking us out. He would have been compelled to rely solely on traditional methods of travel, significantly prolonging his journey. And when he learned that a nearby beast tribe was making preparations to summon a primal, it may well have seemed more sensible to wait. This is little more than speculation. Until I have proof, pray speak no word of it. Right then. I should be on my way. Krile may have charmed Master Matoya for now, but who can say how long it'll last? Welcome, Master Hero. Shall I show you inside the manor? Oh, yes, please.
That Vidofnir should chance to arrive even as the girl fell. Truly, I could not have planned it better myself.
Ah, good. We were afraid you might have left.
A shield, my lord?
Fit for a true knight. An expression of our gratitude to you and yours, long overdue. But there is something else I would discuss ere you part. Something which cannot leave this room. My father will soon step down as head of our house. Sir Emeric was not the only one to fall under suspicion following the death of the Archbishop. There are some who believe my father complicit in a coup d'etat. Thus he intends to renounce his title to absolve our house of suspicion and secure the support of our peers.
Surely there must be another way to convince Houses Durandare and Zamail.
So I said to him. Alas, he will not budge. Ever since I was a child, I knew that I would one day succeed my father. The thought of it filled me with pride. Yet once I learned the day was at hand, my heart was filled with naught but dread. Our legacy is built upon the lies of our forefathers. In accepting this title, am I not perpetuating this injustice? Why should I become the next count? You sound just like him. Aye, I suspect that is what Horschiffon would have said. To aid those in need. When you look on that shield, I trust you will remember his words. And should I once more find my resolve wavering, I ask that you show me the way. You were a brother to Horschiffon. Will you be a brother to me as well? Come, Manalaine. There's much to be done. For Father, and for Sir Emeric, and for Ishgard. To think we share the same blood. Pray excuse us.
Those were the days of promises and vows, of tentative first steps into an uncertain future. A future shaped by the choices we made, in ways we could never have foreseen. Born of good and evil, of light and darkness, and shepherded by our hand. Be it for weal, or be it for woe.
From the memoirs of Count Edmond de Fortant, heavenward, as goes light, so goes darkness. This is thy proof. The Generan Oracles. Apocrypha. Is it a truth long forgotten? A tale of the beginning and the path that we have been set upon? Our fates were ordained long ago, Archon. The Garleans are no exception, nor the Triad. You know what must be done. Well? Everyone has their orders. The masks will attack as soon as all units are in position. The Imperials won't know what hit them. I fear it will be bloody. By Rhalgr it better be. We cannot stay here forever, Ida. We have other responsibilities. I know full well what my responsibilities are, and I mean to fulfill them, every one. Alright guys, that was 3.1. I believe our next video, we might do 3.2. We may actually do the trial series next. But either way, it's going to be some amazing story, and we're going to pick up right there. So I hope you guys enjoyed it, and we will see you in the next one.